We tried to do it just like in the manga, but our dream started to broaden. The animators were all very enthusiastic about it. Anyway, many people gathered from around the world to work on Gear 5. This is a quote by Tatsuya Nagamine, the director of One Piece episode 1071, and he wasn't kidding about it. One Piece gathered a bunch of experts in the anime industry and delivered to us one of the most awaited transformations in all of anime, Gear 5. Gear 5 was probably the most cartoonish thing I've ever seen in anime, and yet, did it really live up to expectations? Let's talk about it. I've been a huge fan of One Piece for a couple of years now, ever since deciding to just jump in and try to catch up as fast as possible. And although it took me a couple of years, and I did get flamed for my pace back when I was starting the channel, early on, I was sold on One Piece. And when I say sold, I mean sold. Almost instantly, it became my favorite shonen anime of all time. Now don't get me wrong, it's got glaring flaws, the biggest of which is the horrendous pacing of the anime. But there was one moment that just clicked with me, and this right here is that moment. Oh, the satisfaction. Bellamy might have not been the biggest threat for the Straw Hats. In fact, to Luffy and Zoro, he wasn't even worth their time to fight them. But when that punch landed, oh man, I reached a state of pure satisfaction. And One Piece wasn't the first anime to make me feel that way, but this one just landed perfectly. And thanks to that, I've become a toxic One Piece fan. And after finally catching up, I was actually sad that I couldn't watch a new episode of One Piece every day, and would just have to wait for each Sunday for a new episode, but happy that the risk of being spoiled on what's going to happen being almost eliminated. Or so I thought. Damn you manga readers. About a year ago, the One Piece community shared a certain panel of the One Piece manga. Gear 5 just debuted in the manga, and it was inescapable. It was everywhere, and although I can understand the hype it generated for the manga readers, especially seeing it for the first time, a lot, and I do mean a lot of people, started going haywire on social media by sharing it and subsequently spoiling Gear 5 for anime-onlys like me. And after seeing how hyped Gear 5 was, I'm filled with both jealousy and anger toward those who spoiled it. I wouldn't say they ruined Gear 5 for me, but imagine back in the day when Dragon Ball Z showed off Super Saiyan, some little annoying kid kept shouting about it at the top of his lungs at school before you even got the chance to see it for yourself. Naturally, you'd be pissed off. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I don't know how, but I managed to stay over 1,000 episodes without having anything spoiled for me, even though I was late for One Piece by over 20 years, just to have something that hadn't even aired yet get spoiled. I know I've been bitching and moaning about this, but I'm just so pissed off. Luckily, Gear 5 still lived up to the expectations, at least mine. Ever since reaching the Wano arc, animation-wise, One Piece had a major glow-up. One Piece has always been animated somewhat differently from other anime, almost like a cartoon. But during Wano, it got a different animation style that made it unique, and in the past months, and after over 1,000 episodes, somehow, One Piece became one of the best animated anime out there. Period. We've got examples like Yamato vs Kaido, Sanji vs Queen, Zoro vs King, Law and Kid vs Big Mom. They all delivered some of the best anime fights in recent memory, but all of those pale in comparison next to Luffy vs Kaido, one of the most epic yet silliest fight scenes in anime history. And all of this comes to its peak in Gear 5. I mean, just look at some of this. It somehow manages to be both ridiculous and exhilarating. It was such a huge event for One Piece that they even commemorated it with a brand new ending. The first one in over a decade, or more specifically, since 2006, and honestly, it's a bop. And according to some sources, the band that sings the song, Chili Beans, are one of Eiichiro Oda's favorite bands, making it even more special to have one of the creator's favorite bands singing a brand new theme. And even if you take that out of consideration, seeing a brand new ending after all this time just brought a smile to my face. And I'm so glad that it turned out to be such a banger. That's what Gear 5 honestly deserves. A banger new ending theme and a way over the top animation style. Seriously, it didn't need to go that hard. Now speaking honestly here, the fight did remind me somewhat of Tom and Jerry, and I do know that sounds ridiculous, but it somehow works, and it does truly feel like an art style that perfectly fits One Piece. At its core, One Piece has always just been a fun anime, even if it does have some strong themes here and there. But that wacky, cartoonish style is perfect for One Piece, and somehow, some people still think it's ugly, and to that, I've just got one thing to say. You're trolling, right? Truly, a trash take of the highest regards. The other thing I saw online was people comparing Gear 5 to Super Saiyan, and while Gear 5 was awesome, I find it difficult to compare the two. Without a doubt, Super Saiyan Goku is one of anime's greatest transformations, if not the greatest. It's an image that every anime fan, and in fact everyone knows and loves, whether you like Dragon Ball or not. But right away comparing Gear 5 to Super Saiyan shows how much anticipation was surrounding Gear 5, and I'm 100% positive that it didn't meet everyone's expectations. I mean, it's building up for about a year now, so you can't blame people's imagination going out of hand, especially to those who don't read the manga. But right away comparing it to Super Saiyan shows that even if it didn't reach the levels of Super Saiyan, it became instantly one of the best. And now, only time will tell if it becomes one of anime's biggest moments or not, but I'm willing to bet that Gear 5 will remain in the minds of everyone. As a toxic One Piece fan, I'm eating good right now. We're in for some of the most epic One Piece episodes for a while, and I'm willing to bet that we haven't seen everything Gear 5 has to offer yet. We're in the best timeline, baby.